Sharkie Gamer here. So today I'm going to show you how you set up your PlayStation VR headset with your PlayStation 4 console. So it can look quite complicated because there is a lot of different cables that come in the box, but it's actually really simple. So I'll go through the setup today. I'll also show some basic troubleshooting and also go through some adjustment once you've got everything set up. So let's go into it. Step 1. So what you want to do in step 1, your HDMI cable in the back of your PS4 is currently connected to your TV. So you want to unplug that cable. And then you want to plug this one into your processor unit. And you want to plug it into the one marked HDMI TV. So now your processing unit is now connected via HDMI to your TV. Step 2. You want to take your PlayStation camera and you want to plug it into your PS4 system. So you take the plug at the end and you plug it into the back of your PS4. Your connection that you're looking for is just that one, just there. So it looks like a USB, but it's slightly different. And it says AUX at the top of it. So you want to take your camera plug and plug it into there, like that. And now your camera is plugged into your PS4 system. Step 3. You want to take the HDMI cable that you got with your PlayStation VR system. It should have a number 1 labeled on it, and you want to plug this into your PS4 and then into your processing unit. So take one connection, plug it into the back of your PS4 in the HDMI slot, like that. Take the other one and plug it into your processing unit that says HDMI PS4. So now your PS4 is connected to the processing unit. Step 4. You want to plug the USB cable from your PS4 into your processing unit. And this is labeled with the number 2 in your package. So all you need to do is plug your one USB port into your PS4's USB, and then the other micro USB end into the back of your processing unit right there. Like that. So now you have your processing unit connected to your PS4 via USB cable. Step 5. You want to plug your power cable from the processing unit into power. This is labeled with the number 3. So first step is you would plug that in into your power connection, and this end here you would plug into the back of the processing unit. So you want to plug this into this back connection just there. So now your processing unit is plugged into power. Step 6. You want to take the VI headset connection cable and plug it into your processing unit. This is labeled with the number 4 on it. So what you want to do, unravel it a little bit. Take this end here with the 2 split connections. You want to take your processing unit. You want to slide this cover back so it reveals those ports in the front, and then you want to place the cables in the connection. So this white one here would go on this side, and this other one goes next to it. Like that. Once they're firmly plugged in, you can slip the case back forward, which will lock them in place. Step 7. So now you want to plug your VI headset into the connection cable. So you take the end connections of your VI headset here, and you take the end of the connection cable and you join them together, the same as before. That one goes into the side here, and the other one goes next to it. So you have now got your VI headset connected via the connection cable to the processing unit. Step 8. You want to plug your stereo headset, no matter what type of headset it is, you want to plug it in to your VI headset. You do that by taking the inline remote. There's a small jack on the side. You take your 3.5mm plug and you plug it in. Now you've got your headphones connected to your VI headset. So now everything should be plugged in and set up correctly. All you need to do now is power everything on. Now if you haven't plugged in your processing unit, do so now. You'll know it's plugged into power when you see a red light in front of the box. That means it's getting power. So now we just have to turn everything on. So first you turn your PS4 on, Then what you want to do is turn your processing unit on. You do that by pressing the very top button here, and you'll know it's turned on because the light will start to glow white. Once that's turned on, you need to press it again to turn your VR headset on. You'll know your headset's on when these backlights turn on. As you can see, they're starting to glow, which means now the VR headset is switched on. So now that everything is switched on, your PlayStation 4 should now be detecting your VR headset. Which means you can go through and follow the on-screen setup to do the initial VR setup that your PlayStation 4 recommends. Okay, so going into some troubleshooting. So you've gone through everything, you set up things, and it's just not working quite right. What do? Is your PlayStation 4 not detecting your headset? Well, there's two different things you can check. Firstly, inside the VR headset, does it say X USB? If it says that, then check the USB cable between your console and your processing unit. If that cable is good, then what you need to do is go into your PlayStation 4 and run the system update. Because odds are, all you need to do is update the system. Once you've updated the system, your VR headset will then be detected. Okay, so when you initially saw that setup video, it looked pretty messy. There was cables everywhere, everything kind of snaking around each other. It looked like a mess. But don't worry, once you've set this up in your permanent place, wherever you've got your PlayStation 4 set up, whether it be in an entertainment center or on your desk, anywhere like that, there is a way you can set this up nicely so there's only minimal cables coming out of it. So of course here I've got my PlayStation VR headset as well as my headphones, and of course if you pan over here, you can see there is my PlayStation setup, and there's really only two cables you can see coming out of it. So of course the USB one here is the processing unit that's over there, and of course the one coming out there is the one leading to the actual VR headset. But overall it looks pretty neat, it's not messy at all. You know, you can really easily set this up so it looks quite nice. I've got my Move controllers over there in their charge station, so it's really easy to set up and it looks quite nice. That doesn't look too messy at all. So don't worry too much if you've seen so many cables, you can get this nice and neat. So I've got my PlayStation camera set up on top of my TV in the center, and this is just to give it the widest angle possible so that when I'm moving around in VR, it can still keep a track of me. Because you want a wide angle, because especially if you have Move controls or anything like that, when you're playing in VR, you kind of want to move around, you might reach out your hand to grab something in the game, and you want to have that space around you so that you can do it. So having the camera central, so it can get a nice wide view of wherever you're playing, is ideal. If you're too close to the camera, you might get that error out of play, which just basically means you either need to adjust your camera where it's pointing, or you might need to move back a bit to give it a bit more space, so that when you're moving around in VR, the camera can keep track of you. Okay, so to put the VR headset on, all you need to do, first off, press this back button to extend that. Make sure the front is fully extended out, just makes it easy to be put on. Move the cable out of the way, and then of course press this, stretch it, put it over your head, push it all the way forward, adjust it so that you can see the screen clearly and it's not blurry, then tighten the back here, look again, adjust it if necessary, open your visor up, pick up your headphones, note of course which side is the right side, and then of course put your headphones on, adjust them, and if you need to adjust your headset after putting the headphones on, do so, you know, move it up, move it down, close your visor in, again, make sure it's all clear and not blurry, but if you're all set, then you're ready to go. So once you've got the VR headset on, and you've got your headphones on, there's a couple of different things you can do through the PlayStation's main menu. So one of them is of course adjust your VR so it's not blurry, and one of the ways to do this is of course to go into the VR menu. So you want to press the PlayStation button on your controller, and you want to go into adjust PlayStation VR, which is just near the top here, adjust PlayStation VR. There's a couple of different things you can do here. You can reset the screen position, which does the same thing as holding your options key down, which basically you look where you want, you hold that key down, and it resets the screen position. That way you're not looking off into blackness or anything like that. Confirm your position is when it shows the webcam, so it actually uses a PlayStation camera so you can see where you're at. Screen brightness, which just adjusts your brightness of your screen. Screen size, which again changes the size of the floating screen when you're not in VR mode. And of course, what we're talking about now is adjust VR headset position. So when you go into this, I would suggest doing this every time you put your headset on. Once you're in the screen, you can move your visor up and down, and you can sort of adjust it so where the words seem clear. If the words are blurry, you need to adjust the headset a little bit more. So you adjust it until it looks pretty clear. You can tighten the back here, so it makes it nice and clear. If it's off, then just keep moving this left, right, up and down until it looks really good for you. Once everything is good, you can either press X or circle, and it'll take you back to the screen. And of course, then everything should look a little bit better when you're playing, especially when you're playing games that have text in them. That really helps with that. And the other one I think I find the most useful is confirm your position. When you press it, of course, it shows the camera position, so you can see where you're at. You can see how much space you've got either side of you and everything like that. It just helps you kind of know where you are in your room, so if you need to move over and then recenter it, you can do that. Screen brightness, like I said, just brighten your screen, do whatever you feel comfortable. And screen size will help you when you're in cinema mode or when you're non-VR mode. Essentially, this is where you're at the PlayStation menu or you're watching a movie or whatever. You can have how big the floating screen in front of you is. So you can have small, medium, or large. I've got medium at the moment because if I'm just having the PlayStation menu, medium is fine. But hey, if you're watching a movie in cinema mode, you probably want the large screen, so it looks like you've got a massive floating screen in front of you. But that's the basic one. Okay, so the next thing is to adjust your eye-to-eye distance. So this is through the settings menu. You go down to devices, and then you want to go to PlayStation VR, and then you want to go to measure eye-to-eye distance. So now eye-to-eye distance is basically the distance between your eyes, and it helps you be more comfortable and more optimized when you're in the 3D space when you've got the VR headset on. So eye-to-eye distance helps you kind of judge the 3D not only in scale, but also sort of optimization of how you view 3D. So if it's not optimized properly, the 3D might look blurry, things might look distorted or really blurred. So doing this is ideal if you want a good experience in VR. So I'd recommend doing this when you start. Try it without this, the default setting, which is usually 63 is a default. And then if that's not good enough, go into this, go next. It'll tell you that you need to stand in front of your PlayStation camera so that your face fills both of those squares. Screen, you basically need to put the square in the center of your eye as it's picturing there. You can see it's saying to move it to your center of your eye. So basically you need to take them and you need to move it to the center of your eye as much as possible. Now, you may need to do this a couple of times. Try and find the center as best as possible, and then when you're happy, you press OK, and it'll tell you what distance. So that is how you adjust it. Don't be afraid to go back in there if it doesn't give you the setting that you want. So if you go back in, it still says 63 and you know 63 is right. Just keep trying, get a good picture. A lot of it comes down to getting a good picture. There is another way to do it, which I'll leave a link down in the description, where a guy has basically counted the clicks of which way you move up and down to get the right setting for you. So you can basically adjust it from the lowest right up to the highest eye to eye. So whatever you prefer, you can do. So I'll leave that link in the description if you want to go check that out. It does help if you want to do a bit of manual adjustments. I know some people have asked Sony to make a slider so it's easy just to adjust, especially if you've got multiple people using the same VR headset on the same system. That way it's nice to just adjust to your setting. My setting I found ideal is 64. The default is 63, so I'm just one higher than default. 64 has been very well to me. I haven't had any problems with it, but you might be different. You might have a different setting. You might like the default, yours might be higher, or it might be lower. It comes down basically to your face. Everyone's face is slightly different, and your eye-to-eye distance can be different as well. So definitely do this first. This is one of the things to do, especially if you're suffering from blurry image or 3 in VR doesn't look right. Then definitely do this and see how it improves. It definitely helped me when I first started. I tried VR, something didn't seem right, I did this eye-to-eye adjustment, and it was so much better. Just by that 1mm difference, it just made a huge difference to me when I was playing VR. So that was the PlayStation VR setup, adjustment, and troubleshooting video. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I hope you enjoy playing with your PlayStation VR. I certainly have. It's a great new thing to try, and it's nice to streamline the setup. So I hope this helps you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Sharkie Gamer. Please like and subscribe. I'll have heaps more videos, including a lot more to do with PlayStation VR, so keep an eye out for those. And thanks for watching, guys.